episode of For the Creatives, the podcast where we rebranded, came back, and still came out before GTA 6. I'm your, I'm your host, Mitchell Brown, and I think today we're going to have a really good conversation, as my guest today is a really good friend of mine. He's an up-and-coming fashion designer from Philadelphia, and he is the founder of Divinus Praesidium, the newest clothing brand looking to take the fashion world by storm that just celebrated its 2-year anniversary. Coming off its fashion show debut, the brand's newest collection will drop this month on May 26th. Please give a round of applause for my guy, Erik Long. Erik, my boy, thank you for coming on the pod, bro.
It's good. I'm happy to be
How
here,
you
bro.
feeling?
I'm feeling
How you
good. I'm
feeling?
feeling good. I'm feeling good. I'm alive. Little nervous. It's my first podcast. But I'm feeling pretty good. I'm ready to talk.
Nah, I appreciate you coming on, bro, and I can't wait to ask you because I ask you things about the brand and stuff like that on the
Yeah,
side. So to kind of ask you a couple more questions on that, I think that would be really, really cool and interesting. So again, I appreciate you. I know it was short notice too,
yeah,
so I appreciate you hopping on,
yeah, for
being
sure.
able to talk with me on this. But to start the conversation, I kind of wanted to ask you about the statement that you put out when you were first talking about the brand, of how you came together in March of 2023 and it started as a small hobby but it turned into a deep passion. So
Yeah.
can you kind of run me through when that moment kind of happened for you, when you were like, okay, wait, this could be something bigger than what I initially thought it could be?
Okay. Yeah. So that's actually funny you asked me that because, like you said, when I first made the Venice Praesidium, it was just like a little side. I wouldn't even say it's a side gig. At first, it was just something to do for fun because I was bored. Because I don't know. I always see people, especially in Philly, because we both from Philadelphia. I always see like a lot of up and coming brands in Philly, like starting off, and it like from the outside looking in, it was pretty cool to see. But I never like I never really thought to myself like what, let me make a clothing brand. It wasn't until like literally 2 years ago in March, like when I was up Penn State, I'm like, what, let me make something up. Let me make a mock up of something. I made the mock up, posted it on my page, and I got a lot of good feedback. So now it's like, okay, cool. I I slightly started up. I want to say like around like September of 2023, but after that, I kind of took a really big break because I don't know. I would say like I had a passion for it, but it kind of died down. It was like a test run. You feel me? It was like a test run. So that little test run kind of just died down. So like for a couple months, I was just dormant. Like my brand page was just collecting dust for like probably 5 to 8 months. It wasn't until it wasn't until last summer, like 2024, when you know I was sitting on my couch and I was like, you know what? I forgot I had a clothing brand. Let me make something up again, right? Like I did with my hoodies. Um, I made the mock up, and after I got done making it, I just sat there like, oh like this is kind of something different. So like I did again, I took that mock up, posted it on my page. I rebranded my entire brand page at this time. I posted it. Well, I posted it on my brand page in my main page because my main page has more followers than my brand page, of course. I posted out on the main, and I got a lot of positive feedback. Like I mean, a lot compared to like when I
Right.
when I first made those hoodie mock-ups. Um, so after that, it was like, you know what? Let me see something real quick. Let me start teasing this some more, and that's when my very first drop, Divinity University, came, the back to school theme drop. That's what
Yeah.
that came about. Um, and just me teasing after that, like just doing a whole rollout. I got like a whole lot of positive feedback, and a lot of niggas wanted to buy. And I think to kind of sum it up, because I'm yapping up a storm. I think that's kind of what summed up like you know a little hobby kind of turned into a passion, mainly because I didn't expect to get this much support, from my brand. I got people from like not even just like Philly, just like other states, like on my shit. So it's like that's good. I like it a lot.
Yeah, and I think that's I think that's just the big thing in general is that like, a lot of people don't realize how important like support really is, just
Yeah,
like from different perspectives. Because it's so easy for people to just be like, I'm gonna just hate on it. Like I'm not gonna give it no love. Like whatever. Like and like a lot of people just be like, whatever. I'm not gonna do nothing for it. But you know, when you get love like that, and it really just keeps you motivated and just to keep you going.
yeah.
And I even want to ask you about your mock-ups. Like when you were first coming up with the mock-ups and with your designs, did you kind of know that was the direction you were going to go in off the rip, or did it just kind of appear out of thin air and then you slowly started feeding into those ideas more?
Not gonna lie to you, like all my mock-ups is just straight like from the dome. I don't have no like idea. Oh no, I'm not gonna say that I don't have an idea. Like so how I usually go about it, like this is gonna be so funny for me to say. Like live like say for example, I'm sitting with you right now on the phone. Like
Yeah.
during this interview. We're talking, and as we're talking, it's like a little light bulb pops up in my head. I'm like, let me make something up real quick. So that's how I kind of do it, you know. Um, yeah, that's kind of how I sum it up. You feel me?
And how's that feeling of, because I know I feel it with music all the time. Like it's some about having that idea just in your head pop up out of thin air and then seeing the finished product. So what is it like for you to have these mock-ups and ideas that you come up with and they just become the shirts and the brand new
I be
accessories?
ready to cry. I ain't gonna lie to you guys.
That's real.
I
That's
be ready to
real.
cry. I ain't gonna lie to you because so like it's one thing to make the mock up, but it's another thing for your manufacturer to like really like get it to a T. So when I sent the mock up for my graphic tees, mind you, I'm not even gonna lie to you. I went through like 2 or 3 manufacturers before I really found the one. Um, my first manufacturer was a Pakistan manufacturer, scammed me. I did go to a second manufacturer, and this is what they did.
Okay.
It's kind of close to what I wanted, but it wasn't perfect enough. You feel me?
Okay.
Uh, Shout out to them. I think what happened with that was that I set the wrong measurements. That's why like when I put it on, it was like little as hell, like a crop top, literally. But
Right.
um, but yeah, I went through like 3 manufacturers. The first two was Pakistan, and then I decided, you know what, I'm just gonna go to Alibaba, just test my luck. That's when I found my manufacturer. She's based in China. Um, the shirts that y'all see on my page is all their work. Like they got it to a T. When I first bought my samples and they sent me the finished product, I literally was just staring there in shock, like, bro, like I was like, bro, get these shits to my house immediately. Like
Yeah.
like I think like I said, like it's one thing to make the mock-ups because the mock-ups is always gonna look good because you created it, but I feel as though when you send that to somebody and they really like get your vision to a T, like physically, it's just a whole surreal feeling because it's like somebody sees your vision and they want to like they want to embrace it. So shout out to my manufacturer, dog. That's all
Nah,
I
shout
gotta say.
out. Shout out. And also like break down what the importance of a good manufacturer relationship is and what it means to being in clothing brands.
Um, I would say that y'all are both on the same page. Um, it's all right. So, for example, you make music. I would say it's like you're trying to find a good record label deal.
Mm,
Let's say it like that. Um, but to do that, you got to have good communication. Y'all both got to be on the same page for what y'all want.
yeah.
So, so with my manufacturer, like mind you, me and her have been like locked in since I want to say like last summer. So, yeah, I say what I want. She said I say what I want, and she understands what I want out of my brand, and so she does her best to make sure that everything is exactly how I want it. So that's how I would say how a good manufacturer designer relationship should go. To really make a brand pop, you gotta have a good relationship with your manufacturer, and you gotta have good communication. Because if you don't got good communication, your pieces are gonna look garbage. You're not gonna be satisfied. Your your customer base isn't really gonna be satisfied.
Well, I can see that you've been covering all bases and keeping good communication with everybody since Divinus Praesidium just passed its 2 year anniversary. So, how do
Yeah.
you feel about that? What does that mean to you?
Um. Not gonna lie to you, it feels good. Um. You know, hitting that 2 year mark like really meant a lot to me, especially because like what I personally went through. You know, um, having a brand kind of helped me see things differently. Like Divinus Praesidium is Latin for divine protection. To be divinely protected means to live your life, not worrying about bad energy, bad people, bad anything. Um, so I was going through a really really bad rough patch like I want to say these past 2 years. I'm in a better spot now, thank God. Um, So the brand helped me a lot. Not just the brand, but just the people around me. It's a lot to really say. Hitting 2 years was a really big milestone for me. Especially because, like I said to you, I didn't really expect nothing big from this brand. To see it now, we literally just got done, having our pieces on a runway like a couple weeks ago at Penn State University for the NABA fashion show. So that's a perfect step in the right direction for us to be hitting 2 years. It gives me more motivation to keep on going and keep giving y'all more fire ass pieces to wear.
What would you say if you had to sum it up in like one moment or just one experience has been the most rewarding thing about the brand thus far?
The fashion show, automatically the fashion show, because
Mm.
that was like our first runway debut in front of a pretty big stage. Um, it got the brand out there a little bit. If I were to rank the best moments, I would say the fashion show first, and then my very first drop second, because the very first drop is when I really started like getting more buzz, but the fashion show kind of just solidified it. It just kind of got our name out there, put us on the map.
Let's talk about the fashion show a little bit more because for those of y'all who don't know, the NABA fashion show happens at Penn State every single year. So you had your clothes on the runway. What was it like getting into the show?
I'm not gonna lie to you. Shout out to Courtney. Uh, we love
No, shout out Courtney.
we love we,
No,
we love we
shout out
love
Courtney.
we
Shout
love
out Courtney.
Courtney. So I think it was around December, January, or I was like, you know what, I wanna try to expand a little bit, and of course, me like used to be going to Penn State. I knew that NAVA always had their fashion show like every year, so I have a brand. They have a fashion show, runway garments. I'm like, all right, cool. Let's test something out. Um, so I hit up I hit up somebody who was connected to Courtney. Shout out to her as well. And I was like, hey, are you gonna be part of the fashion show this year? She said, yeah. I said, how do I go about, getting my pieces in there? Send me the email, and honestly, it was just up from there. Courtney hit me up. Sent Courtney hit me up, let me know that she thought my piece was fire, and that honestly, everything else after that was just barbecue chicken. I'm not even gonna lie to
Yeah,
you.
rest is history.
Yeah.
And being the host, like I knew that I was gonna be the host of the show since October, right? So that gave me like a lot of time to like look at the show. And then when I seen you guys into the show, I was like, oh, this is gonna be fire. Um, and also it kind of opened up for me a little bit too, because I'm like, bruh, I don't be in my fashion bag like that. I I'm not gonna lie, for like the last couple months, I was struggling because I was like, yo, what fit am I gonna put on? Like, am I really going? What am I gonna do to like really stand out and really put that together? But no, like the fashion show was such an amazing experience. And just to kind of see it, like I felt proud, like being hosting on the stage and like seeing your brand kind of on the models as they're walking through. I thought that was really really cool, and
Man, you don't even dig. Like
it was
I'm
cool.
sitting in the VIP seating, and I'm just seeing the models like walk with my on. I'm like, oh my God, like this is not real. Like everybody looks so good in my pieces. Like like I said, bro, I almost cried. And this is not me being extra. I almost cried. My
Yeah,
my girl can vouch for me. She was sitting right next to me. I almost cried. I'm not gonna lie to you.
seeing that, and also, because fashion is a universal thing, right? Like
Yeah.
we all showcase ourselves and showcase where we from so differently through our fashion and the way we dress and things like that. So I wanted to ask you if you could give me a quick top five of people that you would love to see in Divinus Praesidium. Who would it be?
Oh my god. This is gonna be a hard one. All right. When I think of my brand, I can think of a few people, especially like celebrities, who I really want to see in my brand. Let's just get this out there. Let's get Abdul Carter in one of my shirts.
Okay,
Let's get Abdul Carter. Um,
strong start.
it's this bull on TikTok. That there was some really nice fits on. I think his name is like Wisdom.
Yeah,
Wisdom.
wisdom.
I ain't gonna lie. If I gave Wisdom like one of my garments and I just told him do what you want, hey man, I wouldn't complain at all.
Yeah, and I know
Um,
people was trying to see him because people were so mad they didn't see him at the Met Gala this year too.
I ain't gonna.
Every
No,
time I seen a comment, there was like, "Yo, where Wisdom
no,
at?
I
Why
ain't
he not
no.
at the Met?"
I ain't gonna hold you. And I know we kind of sidetracking, but speaking of the Met Gala, yo, those fits was hot, bro.
No, yeah,
Those fits
no,
was
yeah, yeah.
fire. Um, who else do I want to see in my gear? This is really hard because I'm trying to think like just off the dome.
Mm.
Friday. He's a good artist from Philadelphia. Shout out to him. I would definitely want to see him in some of my gear. That's all who I can really think of right now.
That's a good list. That's strong, and I can see where the trajectory is going to go up, and you're gonna have different people in
Yeah,
the fits. But yeah, even like that, like we talked about the Met Gala a little bit. We can go back to the Met Gala too, because and even with that, like Met Gala was black. Like
black as
it
hell.
was cool.
Black as hell. I
It
love
was
it.
like it was kind of cool to see the representation and just
Yeah.
everybody really putting together their stuff. I'll be honest, I didn't know what black dandyism was. I did not like I had to look it up a little bit. I wasn't confused, but I was like interested because I didn't know what direction it was going in, but seeing the history that a lot of people put behind their fits, and every year I feel like it's always a new learning period of somebody learning what the Met Gala like is and how it works.
Mm.
Because I've seen so many people be like, "Yo, how does the Met Gala work?" And I'm like,
Yeah, I couldn't even answer that question for you. But the fits that I seen during the Met Gala were actually like stellar. Like for
yeah,
example, Janelle Monae's like the whole I forgot what it was, but she had like this thing where you like open and she had like the actual suit. That shit was amazing.
I really like Coco Jones. I think
Coco
Coco
Jones
Jones had a
ate.
good. Shout out, hey Coco,
Hey,
come on the pod, bruh. Come on the pod, Coco.
come on, Coco, don't be shy. Come here. But no, you know, the Met Gala has always been like the pinnacle of fashion, in my opinion. And I know fashion can be like subjective. Some people say certain things about certain like trends when it comes to fashion. All right, so I'll ask you a question. What like when what do you think was the best and worst fashion trend in like the last 10 years?
What was the best and worst fashion trend of the last 10 years? Okay, I'm gonna take it to the NBA because I will swear up and down on this forever. But you remember when I don't know who did it first. I think it was either Kevin Durant or Russell Westbrook. You remember when they started coming to the the post game conferences with like the glasses
Oh,
that didn't have lenses in them?
oh my God.
Yo, that was bad. I'm not gonna lie. That was bad. That was really really bad. Or when Bron was like wearing the full suits, but like the suit pants was like shorts. Like, like, I'm looking at it like, all right, bro. Like, what are we doing? Um, but right now, I think the best fashion trend out right now is not a trend. It's just like just the way that it's carried is I just appreciate now like people are really just wearing what they want to wear.
Yeah, not for sure.
I think in the past like people did wear what they wanted to, but not as to the extent of they're doing it right now. Like
Yeah,
people are throwing their fits on. And I
Right.
told you this before when I was in LA, that was weird. Like, like I'm seeing people, it's 60, 70 degrees, and I'm seeing people with mink coats. Like, it's like people
You
are just
you
not,
did tell me that. You did tell me
yeah,
that. Oh my
right.
god.
So people are not really caring about public perception. They're just like, yo, if I want to wear it, I'm wearing it. Now
Yeah.
I'm seeing the fur boots. I'm seeing all different type of things because they're like, yo, if I like it and they pay for it, they gonna wear it. So I
Yeah.
do like that.
Yeah. I definitely get it. Mink coats to this day is actually insane, especially in LA. It's too hot for that.
I ain't
Um,
gonna lie, but a mink coat probably it make you feel like player for real though. I would get a mink. I would get a mink. I would.
you'll get a mink.
I would get a mink coat.
Stop it.
I would. I
Stop
would
it.
wear a mink,
Stop it.
bro. I'm old. Like I got an old soul, bro. Like I already got the trench. I
No, I ain't
already
gonna
got
lie. The trench shoe was really clutch. If you know, you know. Oh
yeah,
my god.
like I got the trench. I'm like, bro, like maybe low key just get the mink, and they gonna be like, why you got the mink? I'm like, just cause,
Just cause.
just cause, like.
What? Um, I'm gonna sound very hypocritical because if you knew me for a hot little minute, you knew this is something I used to always wear. I would never wear nothing else, bro. Skinny jeans is played out, very played out. I'm so sorry.
100%
And,
agree.
and, and you want to know what's so
100%
funny?
agree.
You want to know what's so funny? If somebody gave me a pair of like baggy jeans or like baggy sweatpants, I would look at like a couple years ago. I would look at them like they're stupid. Now look at me. I'm wearing baggy jeans. I'm wearing jorts. I'm wearing baggy sweats. All that, bro. It's like
I think the trend right now
it's very
is
baggy
baggy
and
wear
and
though.
low
Like
and
everything
low
is just
key.
very baggy.
Listen, I'm not complaining. I just hate. I hate when aren't like proportioning their baggy right. Like for example, and we can all agree on this. Who wore who wore them big ass Astro Boy boots with them skinny ass jeans was pissing me off. I'm sorry. That's terrible.
That was
That's
terrible. I ain't
terrible.
gonna lie. That
Who
was
does
terrible.
that now? All right. That was a bad example. If you're wearing like baggy jeans with the boots, that's thorough. That's thorough. I can rock with that because you're proportioning your baggy and you're portioning your bulky shoes with your baggy pants. Whatever you wear on the top, just make sure it looks good. That's all I really care about. Um, but yeah, it's kind of crazy how like for the past like 5, 10 years we went from skinny to baggy clothes. Who knows what's gonna happen in like the next 10? Honestly, I'm all for it, just as long as it's not super bad. As long as it's not nothing like poverty. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I mean, but you can never predict it, bro. Like
That's what I'm saying.
you never know where it's gonna go at
Like
all.
first it was a couple years ago. If you wore like Asics or New Balances, you would get clowned on. Now
Oh
everybody
my god!
now now
If you weren't from Philly and you were wearing Asics or New Balances, nobody was even gonna look at
I
you, bro.
swear to God,
Now everybody. First of
everybody
all,
in a mob.
people. I'm gonna look at the camera when I say this. The rest of the United States took New Balances. Philly been wearing newbies since the beginning of
I ain't
time.
gonna lie.
Now y'all want to
I
wear
ain't
New
gonna hold
Balances
you.
thinking that it's new.
I ain't gonna
It's
hold
not
you,
new.
and
The
I
city been
don't
on that.
care, and I don't care what DC or anyone from the
The
DMV got to
city
say.
has been on
I
that.
don't care. Philly runs New Balance. I don't care.
Now I'm one to talk because I legit did not have my first pair of newbies until 2 years ago.
What the fuck?
But bro, I know.
What the fuck?
All right, bro. Okay, so P game, right? P game. So okay, the reason because of that is because I'm a straight Nike and Jordan person.
All right,
Like
that's cool.
that's really all I
Hey,
wear for real.
I'm not judging you. I'm not
You know what I
judging you.
mean? That's really all I wear for
Kind of.
real. I think when I was younger though, man, I had the full black Adidas sweatsuit with the white stripes, and I had the shell toes. I felt like him. I felt like him. I felt like him.
Ooh, you was a dirty bull.
I felt
You
like
was a
him,
dirty
bruh.
bull. You was a dirty
Bruh,
young bull.
listen. When I was younger, I had that just
No,
cooling, and
actually,
then I also,
I can't
I
even
also
judge.
grew up because I got all my white Air Forces dirty. My mom and dad stopped buying me white Air Forces when I was younger, so I just got straight black Air Forces. Like cause bro, like literally, I would go outside and I would go play, and then they just come back dirty, and then they were like, "Nah, we're done buying you white Air Forces,
I don't even know why you would do that to yourself, bro. You like
bro." I was a kid.
I
I
don't
ain't
care.
know.
I don't care if you were a kid. You should know that anything white gets stained easily. Why would you wear
I
a
was a
white?
I was a child. I
Okay,
was a child. I ain't
okay.
care about I ain't care about them shoes. I cared about who was gonna beat me to the swing set. I'm not worried about no Air Forces.
Yo, oh my
Okay,
god. No, I ain't gonna lie. To piggyback on the shell toes, I can't even talk because I used to be a shell top type boy when I was a young boy. I can't even bid. I used to wear Pumas when I was younger.
bro. Pumas was fine.
Pumas,
See,
I used to
listen,
wear Pumas when I was a young boy,
listen.
bro.
I'm not gonna sit here and let these new generations act like these sneakers that they be y'all. Some people be calling these sneakers trash. We grew up on these sneakers.
Yeah,
Like we can't forget our humble beginnings because that's what we came
I
from.
can't. Hey, listen. It was never nothing wrong with wearing some Pumas, some. I ain't gonna lie. Like I used to wear the Romas, the Swedes. I used to wear all that. I never
Yeah,
cared. I was still thorough. You could never make me unthorough for wearing Pumas. Come on now. Um, but speaking of that, like to go back on like what we was talking about, yeah. If you were to wear like A6, like literally, I got a pair of A6 right here. If you were to wear like A6 or New Balances or even Saucony's, I used to wear Saucony's when I was in middle school when I got clowned for it. Now see everybody named mom wearing Saucony's. Come on, bro.
crazy, bro.
But
Crazy.
it just showed like part of me used to think it was just y'all just me y'all just following trends y'all glazing. But now it's like you know what? Eventually, as time goes on, everybody is starting to realize like, hey, these shoes that we used to clown on like a couple years ago, they actually aren't that bad. Like I ain't gonna hold you, and my dad can vouch for me. My dad used to always try to give me some 990s. I said no. I thought them shoes
Mm.
was corny until I put them on my feet and I said, you know, these jaws kind of thorough. These Jones kind of thorough. I kind of rock with these Jones. And then I ain't gonna hold you, bro. I used to be a Dickie pants type young boy, especially in high school. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
That's not. It's not wrong with that.
But no. Like the Dickie pants, like that. That's thorough. That's fine. But it's when wore a whole entire Dickie set though.
All right, now that's different.
That
That's
is when
different.
wore a whole
All
entire
right, that's
Dickie set.
different. Bro, I feel like people just clowned everything.
Yeah,
I
like
feel like
I ain't gonna lie.
everybody clown everything.
People was really clowning niggas with jorts. Now everybody want to wear
Yeah.
jorts.
I just think it depends on who you are, bro. Like
Yeah,
if you put it together right, you can put anything on.
yeah.
Well, my boy, it's been a great time. It's been a great conversation. I appreciate you for coming on here and talking. Please let all the people know. Matter of fact, before we go, I just want to ask one question, one more question, and I just want to ask, what piece of designing clothes and being in this game that you wish you knew before you got into it, or like that piece of advice that you would recommend that everybody looking to start their own brand starts with first
Um,
before anything else?
don't be don't be complacent. Don't be scared to think outside the box. Don't be scared to be yourself. Um, I kind of learned that along the way as I started my brand. It's nothing wrong with doing things different. Of course, everybody likes to follow a trend, and that's cool and all. But I think what really makes the brand stand out and what really get your face out there on the map is when you make things that people wouldn't expect you to make. Like for example, and maybe I should be teasing this, maybe I shouldn't, but expect varsity jackets in the next couple months.
Mm.
Expect varsity jackets in the next couple months. Like for example, I seen people make whole denim sets, like a denim like type hoodie with some denim pants to match. I seen people make there's one brand called Bottega Desires. I seen them make sweatpants with like 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 on the side. It's like it look like denim pants, things like
Mm.
that. Like it's not wrong being different, bro. You feel me? If you're creative, if you're creative, do something with it. If you're creative, find a way to find your outlet, pretty much. And as far for me, like he mentioned, May 26th, Memorial Day. I'll be dropping Divine Records. That's my fifth drop of my collection.
Appreciate you once again, my boy, and thank you for hopping on the pod. I
For
really
sure.
appreciate you. It was a
Thank
great
you.
conversation. And thank y'all for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you're not subscribed already, what are you doing?
I ain't
Go
gonna.
subscribe so you can stay up to date with everything we got
I'm
going
not
on.
gonna hold you. If you're not subscribed to my man's, you're a loser. And yeah, that's really all I gotta say. Y'all gotta really tune in to one of the best podcasts in the world.
I
So
appreciate you,
that's
my
all I
boy.
gotta say. Appreciate you, my boy.
Thank y'all once again, and I'll see y'all next time. This was For the Creators.
Thank y'all.